Hi everyone and welcome back to Crystal Dream channel. Today's tutorial is about how to make this wonderful bracelet called Oruga Bracelet using the crescent beads and Rulla beads. And then we will use, of course, some seeds 80 from a tubo as well. So we can start now taking a look to the material I used, and you'll discover that it's very easy to make. First, I want to remind you that all the materials is available on our website www.crystaldream.es, where you'll find the full kit, full set, and all the materials to build this bracelet. First, of course, we need crescent beads and Rulla beads from a tubo. I choose these colors, then a tubo seeds 80, then a magnetic clasp, 2 turns. Then as thread I use Nova thread, a couple of needles, and as always scissors. I choose Nova thread because it's very strong and it's almost impossible to cut. So we start now. I already threaded the two extremities using 2 needles. I cut a couple of meters of Nova thread. Then I passed one extremity inside the tutor, and in the other hole as well. The tutor is very important because it protects the thread, especially in some points when you have to build some parts, like you have to add some parts like the closure, like the clasp. You can get, after a lot of time, the thread broken, and it will protect it from that. Now I inserted the magnetic clasp, and now I'm ready to start inserting the beads. And this is the first crescent beads in both holes. Then I shift them down. Remember that I'm working with 2 meters of thread, and I started at the center, so I shift all these parts at the first in the center at 1 meter. As in this way I have 1 meter on each side. And now it's very easy, simply by inserting crescent beads alternated by Rulla beads. And we will build the central part of the body of this bracelet. Then another read again, and here I got the length that I need for my wrist. In the other side I have to add another tutor as well, because in the other side I have to add the other part of the magnetic clasp I chose. So I passed the needle inside the first hole, then inside the second, and done. I have to pass inside the hole of the magnetic clasp as well. And once I did that, I return inside the first crescent bead I have on in the extremity, in this extremity. Then I return inside it with the other tip, with the other needle in the opposite side. in the opposite way. So I'm crossing both extremities in this point. Then here inside the crescent bead. So I set now both needles to start inserting the metallic violet Rulla beads. The metallic violet Rulla beads will be coupled with the argent Rulla I have here in the center. So I have to fill all the gaps between the tips of the crescent beads. So I pass the needle inside the first hole of the Rulla and then I go inside the next crescent bead hole. Very easy. Remember that crescent bead and Rulla bead are from two different brands, because crescent beads are made by Chessmate Beads or company, and Rulla beads are made by Matubo company. So both holes, these are two hole beads, and the distance between the two holes is not the same, but is almost the same. So we can work without problem. And here in the other side as well, I have to fill all the gaps with the metallic violet Rulla beads. And here you are, so I follow until to fill all the gaps. Here I got the other extremity. I filled all the gaps between the crescent beads. And this is the result. So now returning back, I have to add a 80 seed. The 80 seed that I'm going to add is from Matubo. So it has the same size of the Rulla and the same color range. So I cross both extremities inside the tutor again to enforce our work. Tutor is very important because it protects, as I said you before, it protects our thread. And apart that, I'm using Nova thread that is very powerful. It's almost impossible to cut or to get broken. Between Nova and Fireline, you will see that Nova, talking about strength, is powerful, very stronger than Fireline. And here I set the needle going out from the second hole of this Rulla in order to start inserting the 80 seed beads. But before, I have to do the same with the other extremity of the thread on the other side. So I pass inside the crescent toward the Rulla, then in the Rulla from the bottom toward the top in this way, and then I go down from the top toward the bottom in the other rule again. Here the A0, another A0, so I fill all the gaps between the rullas with this sides of A0 C of rock eyes or seed beads. I do the same with the other side, and once I get all the body of the bracelet done, the only thing I have to do is to join both extremities together and make a couple of knots and close the work. But to do that I have to repass the extremity, the needle inside these latest beads until this and I have to do the same with the other side as well. So the thread goes out from this rulla, so I return back inside the same rulla but in the other hole. Then inside this rulla again, and I'm thinking to repass inside the tutor as well to enforce more again our work. And then now I'm ready to go down inside this rulla. And I will join both extremities and the first, second, third crescent bead in this way. Then I make a couple of knots and a couple of three overhand knots before to cut the thread. To cut the Nova thread I have a special couple of scissors. I have special scissors, but you can do that with a scissor with a very good blade by sliding the Nova thread on the blade. You can get it cut. Before cutting I repass in the extremity inside a couple of beads randomly, going up and going down, and then now I'm ready to cut. And here my scissors, I cut it very okay. Now the other extremity, and done. And this is the result. This is our Oruga bracelet. I think that is very easy, and all of you can try making one at home. I encourage all of you try making your own. And in the description box below I will leave you a link to the full tutorial with another color as well. So thank you for watching my video. Remember to subscribe and see you next time. Happy beading and bye bye.